Hey guys, Helen Hart Smith here again from the Heart of the Witch's Path YouTube channel. I hope you're having a good day. I am. I'm playing around with different places to film just to kind of, see, do I have another area of my little home that works better or what have you. So that's why you've got a new background. Let me know if you like it, kind of a thing. I'm here today to do a tarot deck review. And I'm pretty excited about this one because I actually wanted this deck for a really long time. And it took me a while to have everything kind of line up and the stars to be in the correct place so that I could, get what I wanted. Whatever. Anyhow, so the deck that I am reviewing for you today is the Gustav Klimt Tarot. And so here is the little book that comes with it. So it's a little different. I actually first came across this deck when Ember Honeyraven reviewed it. Oh gosh, that's been a good year, if not longer ago. And so I've always kind of been a Gustav Klimt fan. I am not a major art connoisseur or an artist or anything like that. I kind of leave that to my brother. He's the artiste in the family. I am more the writer of the family. But something about Gustav Klimt has always just kind of spoken to me. And so when I found out about the existence of this deck, I was kind of like, I have to have that. And so it's a little more on the expensive side just because it has the gold gilt in it. And so, I had to find it and then I had to, like I said, it had to line up kind of a thing. So actually, one of the things that I'd been looking for, wanting a deck that was smaller so that I could kind of travel with it a little bit easier. And so I didn't even know that this deck was available in the small size until I saw it last February when we were at Convocation. So I've kind of been working with this deck for a little while and I've got some fairly strong opinions about it. So let's kind of dive in. It's a standard tarot deck as far as the suits and things like that go. I'm going to show you. So this is the size of the deck. Will it focus? There you go. So this is what the back of the cards look like. And there's no gilt on gold gilt. I think, am I saying that correctly? I don't know. There's no gold on the back of the card. That's all reserved for the front of the card. So this is maybe about 1.5 inches wide and maybe about 2-3 inches tall. So this deck was like perfect. I was so geeked to find this deck in this size because I was essentially killing 2 birds with 1 stone as far as getting a small deck and getting the Gustav Klimt deck that I wanted. So what I've done is I've pulled out the major arcana. So let's kind of go through those and then kind of get into some of I'll share with you some of my thoughts as we kind of move through it, okay? So we start off the deck, and I'm probably going to have to play around with holding my hand so that it'll focus. So, of course, we have the Fool here, and I hope that the gilt is going to read through for you. So this is the Fool. One thing that I was a little apprehensive about when I really got down to buying this deck was because all of the depictions, of course, are from Klimt paintings. And so I was like, okay, how is this going to work? Is the imagery of the card going to be able to reflect, like, am I going to see the actual tarot imagery that I'm kind of used to when looking at this deck. And I would have to say that it's a little bit of a stretch sometimes. Like, you're definitely not going to see the number of, like, if you're looking at a 5 of Pentacles, you're not going to see 5 Pentacles in it, and things like that. So this is the number 1 card. This is the Magician. Okay. And of course that is a woman, where traditionally it's a man that might be depicted in that card, but still very striking, very beautiful. The second card is the Priestess. This is gorgeous. Unfortunately, I really don't know a lot of history in terms of the historical things or the people that were depicted in Klimt's paintings. I just really like the imagery. So I really can't speak to a whole lot of that. But here we have the Empress. And of course, there is definitely a Roman or Greek vibe to the woman depicted in this painting. I really love the swirls that seem to happen in a lot of his work and things like that. The next card would be the Emperor. And you'll see this, like this fabric. If you're not familiar with Klimt's work, you'll see this fabric that is very geometric in design in a lot of his work too. Actually, my favorite painting by him is called The Kiss. Oh, and it's not the next card, but the next card after. So here we have, let's see, are you going to focus? This card I find very striking. This is the Hierophant. And I just think that the gentleman that is depicted in it is really, really cool looking. This is the Kiss, I believe it is called. And this is my favorite painting. And of course, this represents the lovers. And you can see that really cool geometric designed fabric again that you see in so much of his work. This is the Chariot, and so we definitely see a chariot image in this painting. Very beautiful there. The next card is Justice, and here we have scales, and we have someone looking very authoritarian. And so there's definitely some good justice imagery in that particular card. And then we have the Hermit. This definitely looks like someone who is putting themselves aside from everyone else. And you'll notice too that there are one thing that's kind of a struggle for this particular size deck is that they don't call out what the card is. You just have the numbers, the Roman numbers at the top and bottom of the card. So here you see, you know, the X, which of course is 10. And so 10 is the wheel. So it's not called out. But hey, we got a wheel image there. So that can be a bit, you know, difficult to kind of get used to. But I mean, if you are an experienced tarot reader, then you probably know the order of the major arcana. And I'll talk about the minor arcana when I'm done talking about the major. So this is Strength, number 11. I love the hair in that particular painting. Very, very beautiful. And so the next card then is the Hanged Man. And look, he's hanging upside down, just like our traditional imagery does show. So that's kind of groovy. And then we have Death is next. Now, again, I am not an authority on Gustav Klimt. I I don't know if these images are exactly as he painted them or anything like that. That's really dark for his style. So I think that's interesting. Like, did he know that one day down the road there'd be a tarot deck made of his work? I don't know these things, but it's kind of interesting to have a look at it. So, all right, let's focus. Focus, my dear. Boom. There we go. And this is Temperance. Very interesting. We see more swirls there that you see in so many of his paintings. Very interesting. Here we have the Devil. This is kind of a really creepy image. So again, I don't know like at what point in his career any of these paintings were done. So I don't know, like, did he have a dark... I think a lot of artists, they have a dark period, they have a beginning period, they have an end period to their life. And I haven't done any research as to when these were done. But I think it might be interesting to kind of look into that and see what comes out of that. This is the Tower. So there's definitely tower imagery there. And things going down, as it were, as it does in the Tower. This is the Star or Stars. Sorry, the Stars. I really like this one too. I like the gilt stars that are in that one too. I think that's really pretty. Here we have the Moon. So some of these, I feel like they could be altered a little bit to give us some imagery, because I feel like I've seen this painting of the woman before. But again, I don't know if that's the original image or has it been altered a little bit to fit. I don't know that. So here we have the Moon, or excuse me, the Sun. Lots of gold in that one. And I'm not really seeing too much that makes me think, besides all that gold, not a whole lot there that's giving me like a traditional sun image. If you see some stuff, then definitely let me know if I'm missing it. Here's another one of those darker type. This is Judgment. Very interesting. And then finally we have the World. How perfect is a pregnant woman to depict the world? Very interesting. So as I said, you have to know your numbers and things like that to kind of know the order, to differentiate the order between the major arcana and the minor arcana. The minor arcana are depicted with the number at the top and the suit on the bottom. So in the book here, let me show you, they do have, because when you get to like the King, Queen, Page, Knight, it can be a little tricky. So they actually have in the booklet here, they've got a little key to show you that this symbol is the King. Is that what I'm saying? Reading backwards, it's always fun. The Knave. The Knave, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. So these symbols is what you'll see at the top of the card, and then the bottom of the card shows the suit. So here we have the 10 of Cups. Okay, so there is, okay, come on. There is the image. Oh, there are cups. I think those have to be added. But at the top, you'll see the 10, and then at the bottom, you can see the little cup. So there's cup. I should have pulled these out. Here is the Knight. See the Knight at the top and swords at the bottom, in case you couldn't figure out that it was the Knight of Swords from the imagery. And then this is the Ace of Pentacles. You'll see the 1 at the top there and the pentacle at the bottom. Love that imagery too. Isn't it gorgeous? And then here we go. So here is the club And I guess I was wrong. I guess that you do kind of get the number. So here we have the 8 of clubs. So I guess I completely misspoke. Some of them, it might be a little harder to kind of figure out. But anyhow, you've got the symbol at the top, or excuse me, the number at the top and the suit on the bottom to help you kind of figure that out. So as far as the deck goes, aside from that one little identification thing that could give you a little snafu in the beginning, I haven't had a problem with these cards. I haven't done a full reading with them. I've only done, I pull a card a day for myself. So I've worked with them in that kind of capacity, and trying to get used to the imagery and stuff like that. And I mean, it's not bad. It's not hard or anything like that. Here is what the entire deck, there's the thickness of the deck there. And so it's very easy to shuffle. And so I just pulled all the major arcana out. So I don't want to shuffle them just yet in case I want to re-reference something. But they're easier to shuffle. They're easier to, you do this shuffle. Here, let me just pull some. It's easy to do this, and it's easy to do this. Oh, hopefully they don't go flying. It's easy to do that too, because I know that some tarot decks can be really big, and so that makes it hard for some people to be able to shuffle them. But this deck is very manageable, so that's kind of cool. So I got, a good travel deck and one that, that has some good maneuverability, I guess, with that. The only drawback I really have for this deck, and it's not even really a game changer, it's the book. But I mean, if you don't use the book, then, oh well, whatever. So here's the book. It's the same size as the card. Okay, because it came all in the same box. I don't have the box still. But look at how flippin' thick this is. This is like a good 1/4 of an inch thick. And I'm like, why is the deck so, or what, when I first bought it, I'm like, why is it so thick? And so I started looking through it, and this is a pet peeve that I'm starting to have for a lot of decks. And I kind of get it, but in this particular instance, I'm like, how in the world do I get around it? So in looking at the deck, this amount of the book is English. The rest of the book is other languages. And that's annoying. Not because I don't agree in having things in other languages. I know that folks that speak other languages use tarot and what have you. And I also get that it's way easier marketing wise or selling wise to have a book that has, 4 or 5 languages in it, and then you can sell it to all those different places. But it's annoying when it's something small like this and I want to take it with me to have a book that's this thick. Part of me, and it's not even put together very well, because as you can see, it's already breaking out of the binding. So it's like, I wish that it was just the English in there, and I kind of want to just break it out, but this is the one part that I don't like. And not to be egocentric about anything or anything like that. It's annoying to have something that thick when I only use a small bit of it. It's not a super huge game changer for me, but it is what it is. So let's talk about Brooms. I don't think that the book really detracts a whole lot from the deck. And as I've said, it's one that I've been looking for. It's in the size that I've been looking for. So honestly, I'm going to give this deck a 5 broom because there's so much to it that I was looking for. And it was an added bonus that I didn't even know that it existed. It was a deck that I wanted that I didn't even know existed. So that is like an added bonus. So if I could do six brooms, I would, but I won't because I don't want to get that kooky wookie with it. But anyhow, 5 brooms, the Gustav Klimt deck. I will put a link to purchase the regular sized deck. The standard size is, you know, kind of a regular size, kind of like this. Yes, that's a review that I'm working on too, another deck. So hang on for that one. But I will put, because I don't think I found a link for the smaller deck. I can double check again. And if I do, I'll try to put both in the description box, but I'll definitely put an Amazon link for the regular size deck in the description box. So if you liked this video, I know that I believe it was Stacy's Stash wanted me to do more deck reviews. I don't have tons of decks, but I have ones that I really, really believe in. So those are the ones that I'm talking about. So if you like me doing these, please let me know. If you enjoyed this video or learned something from it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, why haven't you subscribed? Oh my gosh, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Do you own the Klimt deck or do you own a small deck like this one? Let me know in the description box below. If you have, what's your favorite deck? Let me know because that's always fun to know too. You can reach me at heartofthewitchespath@yahoo.com. Also check out the links in the description box for the Instagram account and for the Facebook page. And, you know, like or follow me on those social media. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching and thanks for hanging out with me and for walking the path for a little while. Until next time, blessed be.